Around her, the great chamber of the Galactic Council erupted in laughter when Ambassador Elena parked through the line. Around her, not the warm kind of laughter. Around her, the sharp kind. Around her, the kind that species used to mark the young. Around her, the foolish. Around her, it came from 73 different throats. Around her, translated through humming translation fields into sounds each delegation could understand clicks. Around her, and in the case of the Karen Empire, around her, a grinding rumble that vibrated through the floating pods. Around her, Park stood perfectly still at the center of the chamber floor. Around her, delegates shifted in their pods with barely concealed amusement. Around her, some made sounds that the fields rendered as laughter. Around her, others stared with the various arrangements of eyes. Around her, in sensory organs that evolution had granted them. Around her, very few watched with something else. Around her, something closer to unease. Around her, she had just finished reading Earth's formal declaration. Around her, the document was short. Around her, and according to the Council's reaction, around her, utterly ridiculous. Around her, Speaker Tom Vaughn raised a wing arm for silence. Around her, his three-part beak clicked in that specific rhythm Karen used when they were enjoying themselves. Around her, let me understand this correctly. Around her, he said. Around her, your species. Around her, which achieved faster than light travel roughly 80 of your years ago. Around her, wishes to claim exclusive rights to a sphere of space 50 light-years in diameter around your home system. Around her, the translation fields rendered his tone as amusement. Around her, it was accurate. Around her, that is correct. Around her, Park said. Around her, her voice was steady. Around her, it carried no hint of the nervousness one might expect from someone representing such a young species before the most powerful political body in the known galaxy. Around her, Tom Vaughn's beak clicked again. Around her, and you expect all spacefaring species to honor this exclusion zone? Around her, we expect all spacefaring species to avoid this region. Around her, yes. Around her, the chamber erupted again. Around her, this time the translation field struggled to process the output. Around her, disbelief. Around her, outrage from some of the more aggressive species who saw this as an insult to the established order. Around her, Park waited. Around her, she did not fidget. Around her, she did not look away from Tom Vaughn's pod. Around her, she simply stood there. Around her, hands clasped behind her back. Around her, while the council members expressed their opinions of humanity's audacity. Around her, finally, around her, Tom Vaughn raised his wing arm again. Around her, the chamber gradually quieted. Around her, though the undercurrent of amusement remained. Around her, Ambassador Park. Around her, he said. Around her, your species controls 12 colonies. Around her, the Karen Empire controls 47 star systems. Around her, the Cathar collective spans 300 worlds. Around her, even the youngest species on this council besides your own has been traveling the stars for 600 years. Around her, what possible justification do you have for such a demand? Around her, Park said. Around her, we are informing. Around her, there is a difference. Around her, a new voice cut through the chamber. Around her, President. Around her, carrying the kind of authority that came from conquest. Around her, informing. Around her, or threatening. Around her, all eyes turned to the Karen pod. Around her, High Commander THRAKK leaned forward. Around her, his massive frame filling the viewing screen. Around her, the Karen warlords even by galactic standards thick armored hides. Around her, for powerful arms. Around her, mandibles that spread wide when they spoke. Around her, he had built his empire through military might. Around her, and he viewed any challenge to his authority as an invitation to demonstrate his superiority. Around her, we're not threatening anyone. Around her, Park said. Around her, turning to face him. Around her, we are establishing a boundary. Around her, we ask that all species respect it. Around her, asked. Around her, THRAKK's mandibles spread in what his species used for a smile. Around her, you stand before this council and declare that a massive region of space belongs to your infant civilization. Around her, And you expect us to simply comply? Awounder, the High Commander laughed, a sound like rocks grinding together. Awounder, and if we refuse? Awounder, will your 12 little colonies wage war against the galaxy? Awounder, we hope it does not come to that. Awounder, Park's left hand drifted to her pocket. Awounder, she did it without thinking. Awounder, inside. Awounder, her fingers found the stone. Awounder, smooth. Awounder, Awounder, it fit perfectly in her palm. Awounder, she had taken it from a river on Earth. Awounder, her first off-world mission. Awounder, 12 years ago. Awounder, she had carried it through every council session since. Awounder, let me tell you what I think of your hope. Awounder, THRAKK said. Awounder, he stood to his full height. Awounder, impressive even through the holographic projection. Awounder, the ZA-Karen Empire has conquered species with technology far beyond your own. Awounder, we have shattered fleets 10 times the size of your entire space navy. Awounder, then you think you can dictate where we may or may not travel? Awounder, Park's expression did not change. Awounder, High Commander THRAKK, Awounder, I would strongly advise. Awounder, you advise nothing. Awounder, the roar echoed through the chamber. Awounder, the traditional trade route between Zalcaran space and the Outer Rim passes directly through your so-called exclusion zone. Awounder, it has been used for 3. Awounder, years, years. Awounder, do you truly believe we will alter our course because a species that still uses fusion drives asks us politely? Awounder, the route can be adjusted. Awounder, it would add perhaps 6 days to the journey. Awounder, a small inconvenience compared to. Awounder, compared to what? Awounder, THRAK's forearms spread wide. Awounder, compared to insulting the Zalcaran Empire by suggesting we must go around your pitiful territory. Awounder, no, Ambassador Park. Awounder, I will not adjust our route. Awounder, in fact, Awounder, I believe it is time someone taught your species its proper place in the galactic order. Awounder, the chamber went silent. Awounder, even the species that had been laughing moments before now watched with sudden interest. Awounder, THRAKK's words were not mere posturing. Awounder, when a ZA-Karen High Commander spoke of teaching lessons, Awounder, fleets usually followed. Awounder, Tom Vaughn spoke carefully. Awounder, High Commander. Awounder, perhaps we should discuss this matter in a more diplomatic. Awounder, there is nothing to discuss. Awounder, THRAKK's voice flat and the attempted intervention. Awounder, the ZA-Karen raid fleet will pass through the human exclusion zone on our traditional route. Awounder, if the humans wish to object. Awounder, they are welcome to try. Awounder, I suspect they will learn quickly why young species listen when their elders speak. Awounder, he cut the transmission. Awounder, his pod went dark. Awounder, Park stood motionless in the center of the chamber. Awounder, council members began speaking among themselves. Awounder, some seemed troubled by THRAKK declaration. Awounder, others appeared satisfied that humanity would soon be reminded of its place. Awounder, a few looked at Park with something that might have been pity. The other as the index drawn to respond. Awounder, Ambassador Park. Awounder, the council cannot control the actions of individual empires. Awounder, if the ZA-Karen fleet enters your declared exclusion zone, Awounder, we will not intervene. Awounder, I must warn you that any hostile action against ZA-Karen vessels will be considered an act of war. Awounder, the Council will not support Earth in such a conflict. Awounder, we understand. Awounder, Ambassador. Awounder, an older voice spoke from one of the higher pods where the eldest and most respected species observed. Awounder, Ambassador Crowell of the VO, RTH collective leaned forward. Awounder, her ancient eyes fixed on the human. Awounder, High Commander THRAKK was not making an empty threat. Awounder, the ZA-Karen fleet will include at least 200 warships. Awounder, your entire navy numbers what? Awounder, 40 vessels. Awounder, and those with inferior shielding and weapons technology. Awounder, 37 vessels currently operational. Awounder, Park said. Awounder, then you must see reason. Awounder, Crowell's tone was almost gentle. Awounder, withdraw your declaration. Aroundra, apologize to the ZA Karen. Aroundra, perhaps offer them trade concessions. Aroundra, it is not too late to avoid catastrophe. Aroundra, Park shook her head slowly. Aroundra, we will not withdraw the declaration. Aroundra, then your people will die. Aroundra, Crowell said it flatly. Aroundra, I have witnessed the rise and fall of empires older than your civilization. Aroundra, I have seen what happens when pride outweighs wisdom. Aroundra, the ZA Karen will not show mercy. Aroundra, we are not asking for mercy. Aroundra, what are you asking for? Aroundra, Crowell demanded. Aroundra, no species makes such declarations without purpose. Aroundra, you must want something. Aroundra, for the first time since entering the chamber. Aroundra, Park's expression shifted. Aroundra, something moved behind her eyes. Aroundra, something that made several of the nearer council members unconsciously draw back. Aroundra, we want to be left alone. Aroundra, she said quietly. Aroundra, that is all we have ever wanted. Aroundra, satisfying. Aroundra, destroying ourselves. Aroundra, nearly ending ourselves a dozen times over. Aroundra, we finally unified. Aroundra, we finally looked up at the stars and decided to join the galaxy peacefully. Aroundra, we have been invaded twice. Aroundra, had our trade ships seized 7 times. Aroundra, watched 3 of our colonies demand protection payments from species who see us as easy targets. Aroundra, because we are young. Aroundra, her voice remained calm. Aroundra, but the words cut through the chamber like a blade. We are tired. Aroundra, we are tired of being tested. Aroundra, we are tired of being viewed as prey. Aroundra, we are tired of explaining that we simply want to develop in peace. Aroundra, so we are drawing a line. Aroundra, a clear line. Aroundra, and we are telling the galaxy as politely as we know how to not cross it. Aroundra, Thrak's voice returned. Aroundra, his pod had lit up again. Aroundra, apparently. Aroundra, he had been listening. Aroundra, human? Aroundra, your weapons are primitive. Aroundra, your shields are weak. Aroundra, your ships are slow. Aroundra, what possible threat do you pose? Aroundra, Park turned to face his pod one final time. Aroundra, we told you what we want. Aroundra, we told you where our boundaries are. Aroundra, we told you what would happen if you cross them. Aroundra, if you choose not to listen. Aroundra, that is your decision. Aroundra, she paused. Aroundra, her next words dropped into the chamber like stones into still water. Aroundra, but do not say you were not warned. Aroundra, she bowed slightly to Speaker Tom Vaughn. Aroundra, walked toward the chamber exit. Aroundra, her footsteps echoed in the silence. Aroundra, pathetic. Aroundra, Thrakk muttered. Aroundra, 3 months. Aroundra, human. Aroundra, and your exclusion zone will be revealed for the fantasy it is. Aroundra, perhaps after we have passed through your space unopposed. Aroundra, your species will learn humility. Aroundra, Park stopped at the door. Aroundra, she did not turn around. Aroundra, she agreed. They wound her, then she left. Aroundra, the council chamber remained quiet for a long moment after she departed. Aroundra, Tom Vaughn spoke. Aroundra, are there any other matters to discuss? Aroundra, the voice came from an unexpected source. Aroundra, Ambassador Yolene of the 2RVN Dominion rose from his pod. Aroundra, the 2RVN were an ancient species. Aroundra, peaceful by nature. Aroundra, known more for their philosophy than their military might. Aroundra, I must speak. Aroundra, Ambassador Yolene. Aroundra, Tom Vaughn sounded surprised. Aroundra, I have studied the humans. Aroundra, Yolene said. Aroundra, it is my hobby. Aroundra, you might say. Aroundra, I have read their history. Aroundra, their literature. Aroundra, their philosophy. I have watched how they behave. Aroundra, Thrakk's voice boomed from his pod. Aroundra, Yolene seemed to struggle with his words. Aroundra, I would urge caution. Aroundra, humans are different. Aroundra, different how? Aroundra, Crowell asked. Aroundra, The two RV and ambassador took a long breath. Around her, they are a species that spent 90% of their existence at war with themselves. Around her, they developed nuclear weapons and pointed them at their own cities. Around her, they created diseases that could kill billions and stored them in laboratories. Around her, they invented ways to poison their own atmosphere. Around her, boiled their own oceans. Around her, cracked their own planet's crust. Around her, and yet they never quite destroyed themselves. Around her, they came close dozens of times. Around her, but something always pulled them back from the edge. Around her, what is your point? Around her, THRAK demanded. Around her, is that humans are very good at one thing above all others. Around her, finding new and efficient ways to kill. Around her, they spent millennia perfecting the art. Around her, and now that they have finally stopped fighting each other. Around her, one must wonder what they have been doing with all that creative energy. Around her, building colonies and fusion drives. Around her, THRAK scoffed. Around her, I am not impressed. Around her, Yelani's voice dropped. Around her, perhaps you should be. She'll see what together is the impact jarring to his orin. Around her, commander. Around her, it is because they have already prepared for what comes after the warning is ignored. Around her, it is their nature. Around her, they do not bluff. Around her, THRAK's laughter boomed through the chamber. Around her, then let them prepare. Around her, I look forward to seeing what their preparations have accomplished. Around her, perhaps they have built 40 ships instead of 37. Around her, perhaps they have upgraded their shields by 5%. Around her, it will not matter. Around her, he cut his transmission again. Around her, this time his pod went dark permanently. Around her, the council session ended shortly after. Around her, as the various ambassadors departed. Around her, small groups formed. Around her, discussing the confrontation they had witnessed. Around her, most agreed that humanity had overstepped. Around her, some felt sympathy for what would likely happen to Earth's colonies. Around her, a few. Around her, like Yolene. Around her, expressed private concerns that were largely dismissed. Around her, in 3 months. Around her, the ZA Karen trade fleet would enter human space. Around her, 300 warships. Around her, the largest show of force the Empire had assembled in decades. Around her, THRAK had announced. Around her, a demonstration that would echo through the galaxy for centuries. Around her, he was right about that at least. Around her, though not in the way he imagined. Around her, the fleet assembled at the rally point 3 days ahead of schedule. Around her, High Commander THRAK wanted to make a statement. Around her, and he had succeeded. Around her, 300 warships hung in the void like a metal constellation. Around her, their running lights created an artificial galaxy against the backdrop of real stars. Around her, each vessel was massive. Around her, built for war. Around her, covered in armor plating thick enough to shrug off most weapons in the known galaxy. Around her, each one carried enough firepower to level a small moon. Around her, THRAK stood on the bridge of his flagship. Around her, the dominant will. Around her, and surveyed his fleet through the main Vistrecon. Around her, pride swelled in his chest. Around her, this was power. Around her, this was the might that had conquered 47 systems. Around her, and he was about to use it to teach one arrogant species a lesson they would never forget. Around her, all ships report ready. Around her, his tactical officer's voice was crisp. Around her, excellent. Around her, THRAK settled into his command chair. Around her, designed to accommodate his massive frame and for arms. Around her, broadcast on all frequencies. Around her, I want everyone to hear this. Around her, the communications officer worked quickly. Around her, moments later. Around her, she nodded. Around her, all channels open. Around her, every ship within 30 light years will receive this. Around her, THRAK, they leaned forward. Around her, his voice dropped into the formal register used for official declarations. Around her, this is High Commander THRAK of the ZA Karen Empire. Around her, addressing all vessels and settlements in this region of space. Around her, the fleet you see before you will now proceed along our traditional trade route. Around her, passing through the region that the human species has foolishly claimed as their exclusive territory. We do this to demonstrate a simple truth. Young species do not dictate terms to their elders. The ZA Empire goes where it wishes, when it wishes. Any attempt to interfere with our passage will be considered an act of war and will be met with the full force of imperial might. This is not a threat. This is a statement of fact. He made a cutting gesture. The transmission ended. Set course. Standard formation. Maximum scatter range. If the humans have any ships waiting for us. I want to know about them long before we arrive. The fleet moved as one. Hundreds of ships executing the same turn. Accelerating together toward the boundary of human space. The formation was beautiful in its precision. Intimidating in its scope. THRAK had chosen the traditional trade route specifically because it cut directly through the center of the human exclusion zone. He wanted no doubt. No room for the humans to claim he had simply skirted the edge of their territory. He would pass through the heart of their claimed space. And he would do it unopposed. The journey to the boundary took 6 hours at standard fleet speed. THRAK spent the time reviewing tactical reports and deployment plans. He did not expect the humans to actually oppose him. But if they did, he wanted the response to be overwhelming and immediate. Quick. Decisive defeat would serve as a better lesson than simply passing through unopposed. Around her, his sensor officer's voice cut through his thoughts. We are approaching the boundary coordinates specified in the human declaration. Any sign of human vessels? Around her. Scanners show empty space ahead. No stations. No defense platforms. Around her, THRAK felt a mixture of satisfaction and disappointment. Around her, satisfaction that his assumptions had been correct. Around her, the humans had nothing with which to enforce their ridiculous claim. Around her, disappointment that there would be no actual confrontation. Around her, no opportunity to demonstrate CLPRN superiority in combat. Around her, continue forward. Around her, the fleet crossed the invisible line that marked the boundary of the human exclusion zone. Around her, THRAK noted the exact moment in the ship's log. Around her, let the historians record that the ZA Empire had treated human demands with the contempt they deserved. Around her, space looked exactly the same on both sides of the boundary. Around her, the same distant stars. Colospoy. Around there, the human exclusion zone was just like any other region of space. Around her, devoid of anything special or dangerous. Around her, maintain course. Around her, estimated time to cross the exclusion zone. Around her, at current speed. Around her, approximately 8 days. Around her, very well. Around her, I want scanner sweeps every 10 minutes. Around her, if a single human ship approaches. Around her, I want to know about it immediately. Around her, the first 3 hours passed without incident. Around her, the fleet moved steadily deeper into the exclusion zone. Around her, maintaining perfect formation. Around her, THRAK walked through the various sections of his flagship. Around her, inspecting the crew. Around her, ensuring readiness. Around her, even though he expected no actual combat. Around her, in the command center of the dominant will. Around her, tactical displays showed the positions of all 300 ships. Around her, each one exactly where it should be. Around her, THRAK allowed himself a moment of satisfaction. Around her, this would be remembered. Around her, the day the ZA Empire proved that human warnings were empty threats. Around her, then the sensor officer spoke up. Around her, Commander. The SciFi. Around her, single ship. Around her, approaching from galactic north. Around her, THRAK moved quickly to the sensor station. Around her, analysis. Around her, it's definitely human design. Around her, fusion signature matches their standard doctor systems. Around her, mass suggests a research vessel. Around her, not military. Around her, it's not even shielded. Around her, a research vessel. Around her, THRAKK frowned. Around her, hail them. Around her, the communications officer worked for a moment. Around her, they're responding. Around her, putting them on screen. Around her, the main V-streak shifted to show a small bridge cramp compared to ZA Karen standards. Around her, a human woman in a simple jumpsuit stood at its center. Around her, behind her, around her, THRAK could see perhaps 4 other crew members working at various stations. Around her, this is Captain Maria Torres of the research vessel Cassandra. Around her, the woman said. Around her voice was tired. Around her, as if she had been through this conversation before. Around her, you are currently in violation of Earth's exclusion zone. Around her, turn back now. Around her, this is your final warning. Around her, THRAKK stared at the screen in disbelief. Around her, then he began to laugh. Around her, around the bridge. Around her, his crew joined in. Around her, your final warning? Around her, he repeated. Around her, Captain Torres. Around you, look around you. Around her, 300 warships. Around her, each one capable of destroying your vessel with a single shot. Around her, and you issue warnings? Around her, Torres nodded slowly. Around her, I see your ships. Around her, they're very impressive. Around her, but I'm still telling you to turn back. Around her, THRAK's amusement faded. Around her, what will you do with your little research ship? Around her, I won't do anything. Around her, Torres said. Around her, but if you continue forward. Around her, something else will. Around her, please. Around her, turn back. Take the long route. Around her, add 6 days to your journey. Around her, it's such a small price to pay. Around her, the only price that will be paid today is the one for your arrogance. Around her, THRAKK growled. Around her, you have 30 seconds to move your ship out of our path. Around her, or we will move it for you. Around her, Torres closed her eyes for a moment. When she opened them, around her, THRAKK saw something unexpected in her expression. Around her, not fear. Around her, then I'm sorry. Yeah, Christ said. Around her, I'm sorry we couldn't convince you. Around her, I'm sorry for what's going to happen. Around her, and I'm sorry that we tried so hard to avoid this. Around her, and you forced us to do it anyway. Around her, 20 seconds. Around her, Torres kept speaking. Around her, quickly now. Around her, my crew and I volunteered for this. Around her, we all signed up knowing what might happen. Around her, we drew straws to see who would get to be the last voice you heard. Around her, the last person who tried to warn you. Around her, she reached up and adjusted her collar. Around her, deliberate movement. Around her, her fingers lingered on the fabric for a moment longer than necessary. Around her, 10 seconds. Around her, our families know. Around her, they're proud of us. Around her, we all left messages. Around her, mine said. Around her, THRAKK commanded. Around her, the weapons officer pressed a single button. Around her, a lance of superheated plasma crossed the distance between the dominant will and the Cassandra. Around her, the research vessel didn't even try to dodge. Around her, it simply vanished in a bright flash of light and expanding gas. Around her, silence filled the ZA Karen bridge. Around her, resume course. Around her, THRAKK said quietly. Around her, he felt no satisfaction from the kill. Around her, something about Torres's words bothered him. Around her, though he could not say what. Around her, she had been so calm. Around her, so resigned. Around her, as if she had expected exactly what happened. Around her, as if it had all been part of some larger plan. Around her, he shook off the thought. Around her, the Cassandra had been nothing. Around her, a nuisance. Around her, its destruction changed nothing about the fleet's mission. Around her, all ships maintain formation. Around her, continue forward. Around her, the fleet obeyed. Around her, 300 warships now traveling through space where a single human ship had burned. Around her, 2 hours passed. Around her, THRAKK remained on the bridge. Around her, though he sent his crew and shifts to rest. Around her, something felt wrong. Around her, he could not identify what. Around her, space looked normal. Around her, scans showed nothing unusual. Around her, the fleet systems all operated at peak efficiency. Around her, Commander. Around her, the sensor officer's voice was uncertain. Around her, I'm getting something. Around her, not a ship. Around her, not anything solid. Around her, just strange readings. Around her, defined strained. Around her, I don't know how to describe it. Around her, sir. Around her, the sensors are showing fluctuations in local space-time. Around her, nothing dangerous. Around her, just unusual. Around her, as if space itself is rippling. Around her, localized gravitic distortion. Around her, THRAK suggested. Around her, natural phenomena maybe. Around her, I've never seen anything quite like this before. Around her, it's almost like she trailed off. Around her, working her instruments. Around her, it's moving with us. Around her, the readings are staying at a constant distance from the fleet. Being louder, matching our speed exactly. Around her, THRAKK felt real concern. Around her, how is that possible? Around her, sir. Around her, are we in any danger? Around her, I don't think so. Around her, it's not interfering with our systems. Around her, it's just there. Around her, THRAKK made a decision. Around her, I want a full analysis of this phenomenon. Around her, and send a message to all ships. Around her, I want to know if anyone else is detecting the same thing. Around her, the responses came back within minutes. Around her, every ship in the fleet reported similar readings. Around her, the phenomenon surrounded them. Around her, a strange rippling in space itself that seemed to follow their movement. Around her, could it be a sensor malfunction? Around her, across 300 ships. Around her, with different sensor arrays and manufacturers. Around her, highly unlikely. Around her, then what is it? Around her, no one had an answer. Around her, the fleet continued forward. Around her, the strange readings persisted. Around her, never strengthening. Around her, never fading. Around her, just maintaining their constant presence around the fleet, like a shadow that moved in perfect sync with its source. Around her, in the following hours. Around her, other problems began to emerge. Around her, small things at first. Around her, minor glitches in navigation systems. Around her, brief power fluctuations. Around her, communication delays between ships that should have been instant. Around her, nothing serious. Around her, nothing that would normally cause concern. Around her, but added together. Around her, they created an atmosphere of unease that spread through the fleet. Around her, THRAK ordered a full diagnostic of all systems. Around her, the results showed nothing wrong. Around her, every ship's computer confirmed that all systems operated within normal parameters. Around her, the glitches continued anyway. Around her, as if something was affecting the fleet in ways the diagnostics could not detect. Around her, the communications officer's voice was nervous. Around her, the relentless. Around her, one of our destroyers on the outer perimeter. Around her, they've gone silent. Around her, THRAKK spun to face her. Around her, silent. Around her, defined silent. Around her, no response to hails. Around her, sir. Around her, they're still on sensors. Around her, still information. Around her, but they're not responding to any communication attempts. Around her, jamming. Around her, no indication of jamming. Around her, sir. Around her, the channel is clear. Around her, they're just not answering. Around her, a cold feeling settled in THRAKK's chest. Around her, send a message to the ships nearest the relentless. Around her, have them make visual contact. Around her, I want to know what's happening over there. Around her, watching the tactical display. Around her, the relentless continued moving information. Around her, maintaining exact position relative to the rest of the fleet. Around her, its engines were clearly working. Around her, its systems appeared online. Around her, so why weren't they answering? Around her, sir. Around her, the communications officer's voice was shaking now. Around her, the ships we sent to check on the Relentless. Around her, they've gone silent. Around her, the cold feeling spread. Around her, how many? Around her, sir. Around her, the Iron Fang and the Stormbreaker. Around her, both were moving toward the Relentless to establish visual contact. Around her, both stopped responding about 30 seconds ago. They around her, THRAKK stared at the tactical display. Around her, 3 ships all shown as green icons. They around her, all apparently functioning normally. Around her, but none of them responding. They around her, are they still moving? Around her, yes. Around her, sir. Around her, still maintaining formation perfectly. Around her, then who's piloting them? Around her, no one answered. Around her, in the darkness of the exclusion zone. Around her, the first ship went silent. Around her, something that had been waiting for 80 years finally stirred. Around her, the Relentless vanished first. Around her, not destroyed. Flying zone. Around her, no explosion. Around her, one moment the destroyer appeared on sensors. Around her, maintaining perfect formation. Around her, the next moment empty space. Around her, THRAK stared at the tactical display. Around her, the green icon representing the Relentless had simply ceased to exist. Around her, he demanded. Around her, his sensor officer worked frantically. Around her, no debris field. Around her, no energy signatures. Around her, no distress call. Around her, the ship is just gone. Around her, give me the Iron Fang. Around her, the communications officer tried. Around her, failed. Around her, no response from the Iron Fang. Around her, sir. Around her, or the Stormbreaker. Around her, THRAKK's four hands gripped the arms of his command chair. Around her, what do you mean? Around her, no response. Around her, exactly what I said. Around her, commander. Around her, 3 ships. Around her, all within visual range of each other moments ago. Around her, all now silent. Around her, a cold feeling settled in THRAKK's chest. Around her, send a message to the fleet. Around her, I want every ship to report in. Around her, the response came in waves. Around her, 297 ships reporting normal status. Around her, then 296. Around her, then 294. Around her, each time the number dropped. Around her, THRAKK felt something shift in the bridge. Around her, his crew exchanged glances. Around her, their scales had lost their normal sheen. Around her, hands trembled over instruments. Around her, the sensor officer said. Around her, her voice barely audible. Around her, the spatial fluctuations. Around her, they're intensifying. Around her, show me. Around her, she brought up a display. Around her, THRAKK saw a rippling in the fabric of space itself. Around her, like heat waves over a desert. Around her, the effects surrounded the fleet. Around her, moved with it. Around her, breathed with it. Around her, pull up a wider scan. Full spectrum. Around her, the sensor officer adjusted her instruments. Around her, the display shifted. Around her, and THRAKK's blood turned cold. Around her, the fleet wasn't traveling through empty space. Around her, they were surrounded by something. Around her, a structure of some kind. Around her, visible only in specific frequencies. Around her, it looked like a web. Around her, impossibly vast. Around her, stretching in all directions. Around her, threads of it connected to each ship. Around her, thin lines of something that wasn't quite matter and wasn't quite energy. Around her, what am I looking at? Around her, I don't know. Around her, sir. Around her, whatever it is. Around her, it's been there all along. Around her, we just couldn't see it until I started scanning across the full spectrum. Around her, I think it's some kind of field or network. Around her, it surrounds us completely. Around her, and the ships that disappeared. Around her, she brought up recorded data from just before the Relentless vanished. Around her, on the screen. Around her, THRAKK watched as the thread surrounding the destroyer suddenly brightened. Around her, pulsed with light. Around her, contracted. Around her, the ship seemed to fold in on itself. Around her, geometry twisting in ways that hurt to look at. Around her, then it was simply gone. Around her, the threads remained for a moment. Around her, then faded. Around her, as if satisfied with their work. Around her, the sensor officer whispered. Around her, the field or whatever it is that's consuming our ships. Around her, THRAKK felt true fear for the first time in his military career. Around her, he had fought in dozens of battles. Around her, faced death more times than he could count. Around her, but he had always understood his enemy. Around her, ships could be fought. Around her, weapons could be countered. Around her, even overwhelming odds could be faced with courage and tactics. Around her, but this how did you fight space itself? Around her, how did you counter an enemy you could not see? Around her, could not target. Around her, could not even comprehend. Around her, commander. Around her, the communications officer's shout pulled him from his thoughts. Around her, were receiving a transmission. Around her, not from the humans. Around her, from the Conqueror's pride. Around her, Captain then's battle cruiser. Around her, they report something. Around her, put it through. Around her, Captain then appeared on screen. Around her, he was older than THRAKK. Around her, a veteran of countless campaigns. Around her, THRAK had never seen him look frightened before. Around her, he looked frightened now. Around her, I don't know how to describe this. Around her, my crew is reporting visual anomalies. Around her, things moving between the ships. Around her, shadows where there should be none. Around her, and so 3 of my crew members have disappeared from sealed sections of the ship. Around her, disappeared? Around her, inside the ship? Yes. Around her, sir. Around her, one moment they're walking down a corridor. Around her, the next moment. Around her, they're just gone. Around her, like they walked through a door that doesn't exist and never came back. Around her, before THRAK could respond. Around her, another alert sounded. Around her, multiple ships reporting similar incidents. Around her, the tactical officer said. Around her voice was shaking. Around her, crew members vanishing from inside their ships. Around her, equipment disappearing. Around her, some vessels report entire sections going dark. Around her, and when teams go to investigate, those sections are empty. Around her, completely empty. Around her, as if everything that was there. Around her, including the investigating team, around her, simply ceased to exist. Around her, the situation was deteriorating faster than THRAKK could process. Around her, it was no longer just ships disappearing. Around her, whatever had trapped them was now reaching inside the vessels themselves. Around her, selectively removing people and objects like a predator picking meat from bones. Around her, all ships. Around her, implement lockdown protocols. Around her, THRAKK ordered. Around her, knowing even as he spoke that it would accomplish nothing. Around her, no one travels alone. Around her, everyone stays in groups of at least 4. Around her, seal all non-essential sections. Around her, the orders went out. Around her, they were followed. Around her, they made no difference. Around her, over the next 6 hours. Around her, THRAKK watched his fleet die. Around her, not quickly. Around her, not mercifully. Around her, slowly. Around her, methodically. Around her, like something was taking its time because it had all the time in the world and the fleet had nowhere to go. Around her, ships continued to vanish. Around her, 2 at a time now. Around her, sometimes 3. Around her, the web surrounding them grew brighter with each disappearance. Around her, as if feeding on the destruction. Around her, crew members disappeared from sealed compartments. Around her, from guarded rooms. Around her, from the very bridges of their ships. Around her, one moment present. Around her, the next moment gone. Around her, leaving behind only confused witnesses who could not explain what they had seen. Around her, some ships reported that their disappeared crew members could be heard over internal communications. Around her, begging for help. Around her, saying they were trapped somewhere else. Around her, somewhere wrong. Around her, somewhere that hurt to exist in. Around her, then the screams would stop. Around her, and the communications would go dead. Around her, THRAKK received a report that the Iron Storm, Warships, one of his largest battle cruisers, Warships, had been found drifting with no crew aboard. Warships, every single member, over 800 souls, had vanished from a ship that showed no signs of intrusion or damage. Warships, the vessel, was perfect. Warships, pristine. Warships, still operating on automatic systems. Warships, just empty. Warships, when a salvage team boarded it to investigate. Warships, they disappeared too. Warships, after that, Warships, THRAK stopped sending people to investigate. Warships, there was no point. Warships, whatever was happening followed no rules he understood. Warships, every attempt to study it just resulted in more deaths. Warships, fleet count? Warships, he asked. Warships, his voice was hollow. Warships, 112 ships. Warships, the tactical officer replied. Warships, she had been crying. Warships, THRAK did not blame her. Warships, current rate of disappearance suggests complete fleet loss within 18 hours. Warships, 18 hours. Warships, less than a day until 300 ships and over 500. Warships, Zero crew members would be completely erased from existence. Warships, keep trying to contact the humans. Warships, tell them we surrender. Warships, tell them we will pay any reparations. Warships, tell them we acknowledge Earth's sovereignty over this region. Warships, tell them whatever they want to hear. Warships, just make them stop this. Warships, the communications officer worked frantically. Warships, sending message after message on every frequency available. They worked together as the impact yard through her spine. Warships, pleading. Warships, promising anything and everything if the humans would just respond. Warships, they sent 147 messages over the next 3 hours. Warships, not one received a reply. Warships, the fleet continued forward because it had no choice. They around her, the web around them, pulsed and fed and consumed. Around her, and there was nothing they could do to stop it. Around her, THRAKK thought about Captain Torres again. Around her sad eyes. Around her, her apology. Around her, she had known. Around her, they had all known. Around her, the humans had tried to warn them. Around her, tried to save them. Around her, and the ZA Karen had been too arrogant to listen. Around her, the sensor officer's voice cut through his thoughts. Around her, I'm detecting something ahead. Around her, I think it's a ship. Around her, human configuration. Around her, THRAKK felt a desperate surge of hope. Around her, hail them. Around her, sir. Around her, they're responding. Around her, a human face appeared on screen. Around her, middle-aged. Around her, wearing a military uniform. Around her, he looked at THRAK with an expression that might have been sympathy. Around her, Commander THRAKK. Around her, the human said. Around her, my name is Captain James Rivera. Around her, I'm here to witness. Around her, witness? Around her, THRAK did not understand. Around her, we need help. Around her, whatever your system is, it's destroying my fleet. Around her, make it stop. Around her, Rivera shook his head slowly. Around her, I can't do that. Around her, no one can. Around her, once you entered the exclusion zone without authorization. Around her, the defensive grid activated automatically. Around her, it cannot be deactivated while unauthorized vessels remain inside. Around her, then authorize us. They see life together, but the impact jarred from her spine. Around her, I'll leave immediately. Around her, you can't leave. Around her, the grid won't allow it. Around her, I'm sorry. Around her, Commander. Around her, I truly am. Around her, but you were warned. Around her, multiple times. Around her, you chose not to listen. Around her, this is genocide. Around her, THRAKK roared. Around her, no, Rivera corrected. Around her, this is self-defense. Around her, you brought a military fleet into our territory after being explicitly told not to. Around her, you destroyed the Cassandra when it tried one last time to save you. Around her, every death that occurs here is a direct result of your choices. Around her, we didn't know. Around her, We didn't understand what you had built. Owaundra, that's why we warned you. Owaundra, Rivera said. Owaundra, that's why we established the exclusion zone. Owaundra, that's why we begged the Galactic Council to make sure all species understood that our boundaries were not negotiable. Owaundra, we tried everything we could to prevent this. Owaundra, you forced us to do it anyway. Owaundra, on the tactical display. Owaundra, 3 more ships vanished. Owaundra, what is it? Owaundra, THRAKK asked. Owaundra, his voice broke. Owaundra, what did you to this region of space? Owaundra, Rivera hesitated. Owaundra then seemed to come to a decision. Owaundra, during our last World War. Owaundra, before we unified. Owaundra, we developed weapons we prayed we would never have to use. Owaundra, one of them was a theory about weaponizing space-time itself. Owaundra, creating fields that could trap. Owaundra, or eliminate anything that entered them. Owaundra, we never used it against ourselves. Owaundra, we shoved the research away. Owaundra, when we started traveling the stars. A TC light together is the int that galaxy was born. Owaundra, we spent 60 years perfecting it. Owaundra, 20 years building the actual platforms. Owaundra, we built 50 of them. Owaundra, 50 autonomous defense platforms positioned throughout the exclusion zone. Owaundra, each one maintaining a field that can detect. Owaundra, analyze. Owaundra, and eliminate unauthorized vessels. Owaundra, they're powered by quantum vacuum energy. Owaundra, they'll run for 10. Owaundra, years without maintenance. Owaundra, you've turned your entire border into a death trap. Owaundra, we've turned our border into a warning that means something. Owaundra, Rivera corrected. Owaundra, every other species in the galaxy uses ships to defend their space. Owaundra, ships that can be destroyed. Owaundra, fleets that can be defeated. Owaundra, we decided that if you wanted to invade human space, Owaundra, you wouldn't fight human ships. Owaundra, you'd fight space itself. Owaundra, and you can't win against space. Owaundra, THRAKK's tactical display showed 87 ships now. Owaundra, the number dropped to 84 as he watched. Owaundra, he whispered. Maybe. Owaundra, Rivera acknowledged. Owaundra, and we're free. Owaundra, and no one will ever threaten that again. Owaundra, he paused. Owaundra, I am truly sorry. Owaundra, for whatever it's worth. Owaundra, I hope you understand that we never wanted this. Owaundra, we just wanted to be left alone. Owaundra, the transmission ended. Owaundra, THRAKK stood alone on his bridge. Owaundra, watching his fleet disappear ship by ship. Owaundra, he knew that he would not live to see another day. Owaundra, the last thing he thought. Owaundra, as the threads around the dominant will began to brighten and pulse. Owaundra, was that humans had not lied. Owaundra, they had warned him. Owaundra, and he had not listened. Owaundra, the Galactic Council chamber was filled to capacity for the first time in 3 centuries. Owaundra, every species. Owaundra, every faction. Owaundra, every political entity with any claim to power had sent representatives. Owaundra, they sat in their pods in complete silence. Owaundra, waiting for the session to begin. Owaundra, 2 weeks had passed since the ZA Karen fleet entered the human exclusion zone. Owaundra, 2 weeks since 300 warships and over 500. Owaundra, 0 souls had vanished without a trace. Owaundra, the silence in the chamber was not respectful. Owaundra, it was terrified. Owaundra, Speaker Tom Vaughn rose from his pod. Owaundra, his 3-part beak trembling slightly as he spoke. Owaundra, this emergency session of the Galactic Council is now convened. Owaundra, the matter before us spilling. Owaundra, last known position within the territorial region claimed by the human species of Earth. Owaundra, he paused. Owaundra, as if gathering courage for what came next. Owaundra, Ambassador Park of Earth has agreed to address the Council. Owaundra, I remind all present that this is a diplomatic inquiry. Owaundra, not a trial. Owaundra, all species are requested to maintain decorum and allow the ambassador to speak without interruption. Owaundra, Elena Park entered the chamber through the main doors. Owaundra, she walked alone across the vast floor to the center position. Owaundra, she looked exactly as she had 3 months earlier. Owaundra, the same simple gray suit. Around her, the same calm. Around her, unreadable expression. Around her, she did not look like someone who had just committed what might be the greatest mass killing in galactic history. Around her, Ambassador Park. Around her, Tom Vaughn said carefully. Around her, the Council requests information regarding the fate of the Zia Karen fleet. Around her, can you provide us with answers? Around her, the single word sent a ripple of reaction through the chamber. Around her, she was not denying involvement. Around her, she was not claiming ignorance. Around her, Tom Vaughn said. Around her, tell us what happened. Around her, Park looked around the chamber. Around her, making eye contact with various representatives. Around her, her voice carried clearly to every pod. Around her, the Zia Karen fleet entered our exclusion zone despite multiple warnings. Around her, they were informed of the boundaries. Around her, they were told not to cross. Around her, they chose to cross anyway. Around her, our automated defense systems responded as designed. Around her, the fleet was eliminated. Around her, the chamber erupted. Around her, shouts in dozens of languages translated into a cacophony of outrage. Around her, Tom Vaughn had to call for order 3 times before the noise subsided enough for him to continue. Around her, you admit responsibility. Around her, I confirm that our defense systems functioned as intended. Around her, Park said. The 5 stiller that the intert tribe through her spine. Around her, Around her, the shout came from the Zia Karen pod. Around her, acting commander Vias HKL stood. Around her, his scales dark with grief and rage. Around her, 500. Around her, 0 of my people wiped out. Around her, and you stand there calmly admitting it. Around her, Park turned to face him. Around her, I'm sorry for your loss. Around her, commander. Around her, truly. Around her, but your people were warned. Around her, multiple times. Around her, at the council session 3 months ago. Around her, at the boundary of our exclusion zone. Around her, and when a single research vessel attempted one final warning, your high commander chose to ignore every warning. Around her, he destroyed the Cassandra and its crew. Around her, he chose to continue forward. Around her, the consequences of those choices were his responsibility. Around her, you murdered them. Around her, we defended our territory. Around her, Park's voice remained calm. Around her, the difference is significant. Around her, this council must condemn these actions. Around her, the HK all looked around the chamber. Around her, seeking support. Around her, we cannot allow one species to claim the right to destroy entire fleets without consequence. Around her, today it is Zia Karen S. Around her, tomorrow it could be any of you. Around her, he had a point. Around her, many council members were nodding. Around her, but others looked uncertain. Around her, afraid. Around her, Ambassador Crow L of the VORTH collective spoke up. Around her, her ancient voice cutting through the tension. Around her, Ambassador Park. Around her, I have a question that I believe speaks to the heart of this matter. Around her, you say your defense systems responded as designed. Around her, what exactly are these defense systems? Around her, how did they eliminate 300 warships so completely that we have found no debris? Around her, no survivors. Around her, no trace whatsoever. Around her, Park was quiet for a moment. Around her, considering how much to reveal. Around her, if we explain our defensive capabilities. Around her, she finally said. Around her, we will be sharing classified military information with the entire galaxy. Around her, that is not something we do lightly. Around her, given the circumstances. Around her, Earth's government has authorized me to provide a limited disclosure. Around her, she pressed something on the device she carried. Around her, holographic displays appeared above her. Around her, visible to the entire chamber. Around her, they showed complex equations. Around her, 3-dimensional models of spatial geometries. Around her, schematics that looked more like abstract art than technology. Around her, during our final global conflict. Around her, before Earth unified. Around her, multiple nations developed theoretical weapons based on manipulating space-time itself. Around her, the research was dangerous. Around her, ethically questionable, around her, and ultimately shelved. Around her, when we began exploring the galaxy and realized the level of aggression we would face, we revisited that research. Around her, we spent 60 years perfecting it. Around her, 20 years building the actual platforms. Around her, she manipulated the display, around her, showing a three-dimensional map of the exclusion zone. Around her, 50 points of light appeared. Around her, distributed throughout the region. Around her, 50 autonomous platforms. Around her, each one generating a field that extends throughout the exclusion zone. Around her, the fields overlap. Around her, creating a net of warped spacetime. Around her, when unauthorized vessels enter the zone. Around her, the net activates. Around her, and does what? Around her, Crow L pressed. Around her, it isolates them. Around her, the ships don't explode. Around her, they don't disintegrate. Around her, they're folded into pocket dimensions. Around her, separate quantum spaces that exist alongside our own universe. Around her, but cannot interact with it. Around her, from the perspective of normal space. Around her, they simply cease to exist. Around her, horror spread through the chamber like a wave. Around her, several representatives made religious gestures specific to their species. Around her, others simply stared in shock. Around her, Tom Vaughn said slowly. Around her, that the ZA Karen fleet still exists. Around her, in a manner of speaking. Around her, Park's voice was steady. Around her, exists might be too generous a term. Around her, the pocket dimensions are not designed to sustain life. Around her, they have no conventional physics. Around her, no time as we understand it. Around them, anything placed inside them is effectively frozen. Around her, preserved in a state that is neither alive nor dead. Around her, quantum stasis. Around her, that's obscene. Around her, someone whispered. Around her, that's effective. Around her, Park countered. Around her, to ensure that anyone who violates our boundaries cannot threaten Earth. Around her, cannot return to tell others where our defenses are weak. Around her, cannot encourage others to test us. Around her, the defense oscillation accomplishes all three objectives. Around her, his voice shaking with fury. Around her, you have condemned my people to eternal torture. Around her, trapped forever in nightmare spaces. Around her, this is worse than death. Around her, they feel nothing. Around her, Park said. Around her expression softened slightly. Around her, time does not pass for them. Around her, they are not suffering because they are not experiencing anything at all. Around her, it is closer to suspended animation than torture. Around her, can they be retrieved? Around her, Crow asked. Around her, theoretically. Around her, if the platforms were deactivated and the fields collapsed. Around her, anything trapped inside would return to normal space. Around her, doing so would leave Earth defenseless. Around her, we have no intention of decataving tower defenses. Around her, so they are lost forever. Around her, they were lost the moment High Commander THRAKK gave the order to enter our territory. Around her, Park replied. Around her, Commander. Around her, we could not have been more clear. Around her, your High Commander gambled that we were bluffing. Around her, that a young species could not possibly have developed weapons capable of stopping a ZA Karen fleet. Around her, that is a tragedy. Around her, certainly. A murder, but it is not murder. Around her, the council chamber fell silent again. Around her, representatives looked at each other. Around her, in those looks, around her, understanding passed between them. Around her, fear. Around her, a fundamental recalculation of how they viewed humanity. Around her, Tom Vaughn cleared his throat. Around her, the council must now deliberate on this matter. Around her, I have one final question before you depart. Around her, you have revealed the existence of these weapons. Around her, you have shown us to some degree how they function. Around her, are you not concerned that other species will now develop countermeasures? Around her, or similar weapons of their own? Around her, Park smiled slightly. Around her, for the first time. Around her, there was something cold in her expression. Around her, The physics involved require an understanding of quantum mechanics and space-time manipulation that we spent centuries developing. Alondra, even with the information I have shared today, Alondra, it would take most species hundreds of years to replicate our work. Alondra, our defenses will have evolved. Alondra, the defense oscillation is first-generation technology. Alondra, speaker, Alondra, we are already working on second and third-generation systems. Alondra, she let that sink in. Alondra, but more importantly, Alondra, we hope that no one will try. Alondra, we hope that today's revelation will serve as a permanent warning to the galaxy. Alondra, Earth's boundaries. Alondra, those boundaries are absolute. Alondra, cross them. Alondra, and you will not be fought. Alondra, you will simply cease to exist in any meaningful way. Alondra, we don't say this as a threat. Alondra, we say it as a fact. Alondra, test us. Alondra, and you will share the Zeal-Karen fleet's fate. Alondra, and if the Council decides that your actions constitute war crime? Alondra, Aldrines HK all demanded. Alondra, if we vote to sanction Earth, Alondra, to demand you dismantle these weapons. Alondra, Park's smile faded. Alondra, then we will politely decline and withdraw from the Galactic Council. Alondra, we join this organization hoping for peaceful coexistence and mutual respect. Alondra, if the Council cannot provide that, if our desire for simple sovereignty is viewed as aggression, then we have no place here. Alondra, we will return to our home system. Alondra, seal our borders completely. Alondra, and have no further contact with galactic civilization. Alondra, you would isolate yourselves. Alondra, Crowell asked. Alondra, cut off all trade. Alondra, all cultural exchange. Alondra, all diplomatic relations. Alondra, if necessary. Alondra, Park said. Alondra, we survived 10. Alondra, 0 years alone on one planet. Alondra, we can survive another 10. Alondra, Zantashiro alone in one star system. Alondra, it would be a loss. Alondra, certainly. Alondra, but it would be preferable to being constantly tested. Alondra, constantly threatened. Alondra, constantly told that our boundaries do not matter because we are young. Alondra, she looked around the chamber one final time. Alondra, we came to the stars hoping to find friends. Alondra, we found predators. Alondra, so we learned to be something that predators avoid. Alondra, that is not the story we wanted to write. Alondra, but it is the story you forced us to write. Alondra, we gave you every opportunity to respect our borders. Alondra, the Zeal-Karen Empire chose differently. Alondra, the consequences of that choice are not our responsibility. Alondra, with that. Alondra, she bowed slightly to Speaker Tom Vaughn and walked toward the exit. Alondra, a voice called out. Alondra, Ambassador Yolene of the 2RVN Dominion floated his pod down to the chamber floor. Alondra, something rarely done during official sessions. Alondra, Ambassador Park. Alondra, may I speak with you privately? Alondra, Park stopped and turned. Alondra, of course. Alondra, Ambassador. Alondra, they moved to a side chamber while the main council erupted in debate. Alondra, once they were alone. Alondra, Yelene's usual calm demeanor cracked slightly. Alondra, I tried to warn them. Alondra, 3 months ago. Alondra, I told T'Rak that humans do not bluff. Alondra, I told him you were dangerous. Alondra, he did not listen. Alondra, we monitored the council session. Alondra, we appreciated your attempt to prevent this. Alondra, appreciated enough to tell me the truth? Alondra, Yolene asked. Alondra, what you told the council today about pocket dimensions and quantum stasis, that was a simplification. They asked, is it not? Alondra, there is something more to your exclusion net. Alondra, Park studied him for a long moment. Alondra, then she nodded slowly. Alondra, there is something more. Alondra, will you tell me? Alondra, why do you want to know? Alondra, because I study humans. Alondra, it is my life's work to understand your species. Alondra, and what I have learned is that humans are very good at one thing: escalation. Alondra, you never build just one weapon. Alondra, you build layers. Plague chart through her spine. Alondra, backup plans. Alondra, systems within systems. Around fun. The defense oscillation is terrifying. Iwalja, I do not believe it is the only thing protecting your borders. Iwalja, Park's expression revealed nothing. Around her, but her silence confirmed his suspicion. Around her, she finally said. Around her, the platforms I described, the ones that fold ships into pocket dimensions, those are defensive systems. Around her, they respond to intrusions. Around her, but we also have offensive capabilities. Around her, weapons that can reach out across any distance and target anyone who threatens us. Around her, we have never used them. Around her, we hope we never have to. Around her, but they exist. Around her, hidden somewhere in your exclusion zone. Around her, hidden everywhere in the galaxy. Around her, Park corrected. Around her, we have had 80 years to prepare. Around her, Ambassador Yolene. Around her, 80 years to plant seeds. Around her, establish contingencies. Around her, and ensure that Earth's survival does not depend solely on defending one region of space. Around her, we are cautious by nature. Around her, some would say paranoid. Around her, perhaps they are right. Around her, but paranoia has kept us alive. Around her, Yolene felt a chill run through him. Around her, you are saying that Earth could strike back at any species. Around her, at any time. Around her, I'm saying that anyone who harms Earth would come to regret it. Around her, Park replied. Around her, we do not advertise this capability because we do not want to use it. Around her, but if pushed, if truly threatened, we will do whatever is necessary to ensure our survival. Around her, that is the real lesson of the exclusion zone. Around her, Ambassador. Around her, not that we can defend our borders. Around her, but that we have thought about every possible threat. Around her, every possible scenario. Around her, and we have prepared responses for all of them. Around her, she moved toward the door. Around her, thank you for trying to warn them. Around her, I genuinely mean that. Around her, the galaxy needs voices like yours. Around her, voices that advocate for caution and understanding. They hope that in time, around her, more species will listen to such voices. Around her, we will maintain our borders and hope that the ZA Karen fleet's fate serves as warning enough. Around her, she left. Around her, leaving Ambassador Yolene alone with the terrifying understanding of what humanity had become. Around her, not conquerors. She selects and others beyond their terror to her spawning. Around her, but something potentially more dangerous. Around her, a species so committed to their own survival that they had turned themselves into something the galaxy would learn to avoid at all costs. Around her, in the main chamber. Around her, the debate raged on. Around her, but Yolene already knew how it would end. Around her, the Council would recognize Earth's exclusion zone. Around her, they would condemn the loss of life. Around her, they would file formal protests and demand future transparency. Around her, and then they would do absolutely nothing. Around her, because no one wanted to find out what other weapons humanity had prepared. Around her, the ZI Karen Empire had tested Earth's resolve and paid the ultimate price. Around her, no one else would make the same mistake. Around her, 5 years after the ZA Karen fleet disappeared. Around her, the galaxy had changed in ways both obvious and subtle. Around her, the most visible change was the collapse of the ZI Karen Empire itself. Around her, without their military leadership. Around her, without the fear that had held their conquered territories together. Around her, the empires simply fell apart. Around her, 47 systems that had been held under ZIH control for generations rose up simultaneously. Around her, some declared independence. Around her, others formed new alliances with neighboring species. A few descended into civil war as different factions competed for power. The Galactic Council sent peacekeeping forces to the worst conflict zones. Around her, but they let most of the transitions occur naturally. Around her, no one had the appetite for forced reunification. Around her, especially when the alternative was allowing former slaves to determine their own fate. Around her, Acting Commander Vus HK all tried to hold the Empire together for 3 weeks before accepting reality. Around her, he made one final transmission to the Galactic Council. Around her, broadcast across all frequencies so every species could hear. They selected Emperor's the impact current through her spawn. Around her, his voice heavy with defeat. Around her, We built our power on military might and the assumption that no one could challenge us. Around her, Earth proved that assumption wrong. Around her, our High Commander. Around her, all gone in an instant. Around her, because we believed ourselves invincible. Around her, let our fall be a lesson to any species that thinks might makes right. Around her, the galaxy has changed. Around her, the old rules no longer apply. Around her, he resigned his command the next day and retired to a colony world. Around her, where he lived quietly. Around her, never speaking publicly about the fleet again. Around her, in the halls of the Galactic Council. Around her, the change was more subtle. Around her, but equally profound. Around her, species that had once postured and threatened each other now chose their words more carefully. Around her, aggressive expansion plans were quietly shelved. Around her, trade disputes that might have escalated to military threats were resolved through actual diplomacy. Around her, Earth's exclusion zone had become the elephant in every room. Around her, no one wanted to discuss it directly. Around her, but it influenced every decision. Around her, every negotiation. Around her, every strategic calculation. Around her, a single question hung over every interaction. Around her, if humans could do that to the ZA-Karen-S. Around her, what could they do to us? Around her, Elena Park noticed the change during council sessions. Around her, species that had barely acknowledged her before now greeted her with careful respect. Around her, some sought her advice on various matters. Around her, hoping to build positive relationships with Earth. Around her, others simply avoided her entirely. Around her, afraid that even diplomatic disagreements might somehow trigger human retaliation. Around her, she found it exhausting. Around her, they fear us now. Around her, she told her assistant one evening after a particularly tense council session. Around her, that was never the goal. Around her, we just wanted to be left alone. Around her, being left alone required being feared. Around her, her assistant pointed out. Around her, there was no middle ground. Around her, the galaxy doesn't respect boundaries unless those boundaries have teeth. Around her, I know. Around her, Park side. Around her, doesn't mean I have to like it. Around her, the physical boundary of the exclusion zone had become something of a pilgrimage site. Around her, though no one dared enter it. Around her, ships would travel to the edge. Around her, close enough to detect the faint spatial distortions that marked where the defense oscillation waited. Around her, and then they would stop. Around her, some captains held memorial services for the lost ZA-Karen crew. Around her, others simply wanted to see the place where 300 warships had vanished. Around her, a human memorial station had been established at one of the entry points. Around her, a small structure that served as both warning and monument. Around her, it listed the names of every crew member aboard the Cassandra, the research vessel that had tried one last time to warn the ZA-Karen fleet. Below her, below those names, around her, a simple inscription. Around her, they volunteered to be the last warning. Around her, they hoped you would listen. Around her, beneath that, around her, a longer message. Around her, this exclusion zone exists not because Earth seeks conflict. Around her, but because Earth seeks peace. Around her, we ask only that other species respect our boundaries. Around her, as we respect theirs. Around her, the ships that entered this region did so against multiple warnings. Around her, their fate was tragic. Around her, we hope that no other species will force us to demonstrate our defensive capabilities again. Around her, we prefer to be your partners. Around her, not your adversaries. Around her, as always. Around her, is yours. Around her, embedded in the station structure was a physical marker that aligned perfectly with where the exclusion net began. Around her, cross this line without authorization. Around her, and you would share the ZA-Karen fleet's fate. Around her, the message was clear. Around her, permanent. Around her, absolute. Around her, ships from every corner of the galaxy came to read it. Around her, then they turned around and left. Around her, at the edge of the exclusion zone. Around her, a second monument appeared. Around her, the ZA-Karen Federation. Around her, working with several other species who had lost people to various conflicts. Around her, erected it next to the human one. Around her, this monument listed every name from the ZA-Karen fleet. Around her, 500. Around her, Zaro names engraved on plates of metal that would last for millennia. Below them, Alaundra, a simple inscription. The Alaundra, they followed orders. The Alaundra, they believed in their cause. Alaundra, they ignored warnings and paid the ultimate price. Alaundra, let their sacrifice teach us that pride in power are not substitutes for wisdom. Alaundra, let their memory remind us that every action has consequences. Their Alaundra, let their names stand as a warning to future generations. Alaundra, listen when others establish boundaries. Alaundra, respect when others say no. Alaundra, and understand that your strength does not give you the right to ignore the sovereignty of others. The Alaundra, on the day the monument was unveiled. The Alaundra, ships from 30 different species gathered at the boundary. Alaundra, no one entered the exclusion zone. Alaundra, they simply came to witness. To Alaundra, to remember. Alaundra, to acknowledge the lesson that had been taught. Alaundra, a human delegation attended. Alaundra, led by Ambassador Martinez Park's successor. Alaundra, he gave a brief speech. Alaundra, his voice carrying across the assembled ships via broadcast. Alaundra, we gather here not to celebrate victory or mourn defeat. Alaundra, but to acknowledge a moment in history when the galaxy changed. Alaundra, the names on this monument represent people who died because boundaries were not respected. Alaundra, their deaths were preventable. Alaundra, their sacrifice was unnecessary. Alaundra, but their legacy is that no future generation should have to learn this lesson again. Alaundra, he paused. Alaundra, Earth extends its condolences to the SciFi Federation and to all species who lost loved ones in this tragedy. Alaundra, we hope that in time, Alaundra, the galaxy will evolve beyond the need for such demonstrations. Alaundra, we hope that future generations will respect boundaries not because of fear. Alaundra, but because it is the right thing to do. Alaundra, until that day comes. Alaundra, the exclusion net remains active. Alaundra, the boundary remains absolute. Alaundra, and the warning remains clear. Alaundra, he gestured toward both monuments. Alaundra, let these stand together. A human and SciFi. Alaundra, warning and memorial. Alaundra, a reminder of what happens when pride meets consequence. Alaundra, and a hope that such reminders will eventually become unnecessary. Alaundra, the ceremony ended. Alaundra, the ships dispersed. Alaundra, the monuments remained. Alaundra, twin sentinels marking the place where 300 warships had entered while never returned. Alaundra, Alaundra, then decades. Alaundra, the galaxy, continued turning. Alaundra, species rose and fell. Alaundra, conflicts erupted and resolved. Alaundra, but Earth's exclusion's own remained constant. Alaundra, unchanging. Alaundra, absolute. Alaundra, ships passed near it regularly. Alaundra, following trade routes that had been adjusted to go around the boundary. Alaundra, captains pointed it out to new crew members. Alaundra, telling the story of the SciFi fleet. Alaundra, making sure everyone understood why the detour was necessary. Alaundra, see the region. Alaundra, that's human space. Alaundra, stay out. Alaundra, the boundary is real. Alaundra, the warnings are not suggestions. Alaundra, and if you think you're the one who will be the exception, remember that the SciFi Empire thought the same thing. Alaundra, in Earth's capital. Alaundra, in a quiet garden dedicated to peace. Alaundra, stood a monument that few outside humanity ever saw. Alaundra, it listed the names of everyone who had been involved in creating the defense oscillation. Alaundra, from the scientists who developed the theory. Alaundra, to the engineers who built the platforms. Alaundra, to the politicians who authorized deployment. Alaundra, below the names. Alaundra, a final inscription. Alaundra, we did what we believed necessary to ensure humanity's survival. Alaundra, history will judge whether we were right. Alaundra, we can only hope that future generations will live in a galaxy where such weapons are no longer needed. Alaundra, until that day. Alaundra, we stand guard. Alaundra, we maintain the boundary. Alaundra, and we remember the price of peace. Alaundra, Elena Park visited the garden on the anniversary of the fleet's disappearance. Alaundra, she was old now. Alaundra, her hair had gone white. Alaundra, her hands shook when she reached into her pocket. Alaundra, the stone was still there. Alaundra smooth. Alaundra, Alaundra, worn even smoother by decades of touch. The Oaldra, she had carried it through 12 years of council sessions. The Oaldra, through the laughter and the threats and the terrible silence that followed. Oaldra, through the emergency session where she had revealed what Earth had built. Around her, and watched the galaxy's fear calcify into respect. Around her, she closed her fingers around it. Around her, the stone was warm now. Around her, warm from her grip. From around her, from the hours she had held it without noticing. Around her, she thought about Captain Torres. Around her, standing on the bridge of the Cassandra. Around her, adjusting her collar. Around her, saying I'm sorry with such calm certainty. Around her, she thought about High Commander Tile, KK. Around her, laughing at warnings he could not imagine were real. Around her, she thought about 500. Around her, Sazio names engraved on metal. Around her, and the families who would never stop grieving. Around her, she put the stone back in her pocket. Around her, tomorrow. Around her, she would file the next request. Around her, the work continued. Around her, above the garden. Around her, the stars shone down. Around her, silent. Around her, they marked the paths of countless ships traveling the galaxy. Around her, all of them carefully avoiding one small region of space. Around her, where 300 warships had entered and never returned.